Chris, it's been a long, sometimes colourful road. How do you assess your age now, your career so far?
I wouldn't change it for the world, you know. It hasn't been perfect, but it's not about perfection. It's about, can I look myself in the mirror and be proud of what I've done, of who I am? And the answer is yes. I sleep very well at night.
Chris Eubank's career path has been not the typical one.
I'm a showman. I like to put on a show sometimes.
There was a lot of hype behind him, of course, because of his famous dad, and he was explosive.
I'm very conscious of my time.
He was wiping people out in super fast fashion. There was a showman in there from day one.
I like to get from A to B very quickly, if I can.
It was an exciting start of a journey that we hoped was going to take him to a world title.
Eubank Jr., the enigma of British boxing. It's difficult to look back at his career because there are so many stop-start points.
As you get older, you understand the virtues of patience and not wasting energy.
I'm here scratching my head like a lot of others. Why aren't you active? Why aren't you fighting more frequently? Everyone wants to see you fight.
You know, when you're young, you care a lot about what people think and say. As you get older, you just start to just not give a
Every professional wants to be a champion, and I don't think that's his first goal. His first goal is to keep himself in the limelight, earn plenty of money, which he has, and he gets criticised for that, I think.
Like, listen, this is who I am. This is my outlook on life, and if you don't like it, see you later.
There was so much pressure put on Eubank just because of the name, right? And everyone sort of wanted him to be exactly like his dad.
My father taught me a great deal. Obviously, for a huge part of my career, he was by my side. Sometimes he was front and center. Sometimes I was on the side of him in my own career. You know, that was my mission. How do I become more than just Chris Eubank's son? I got sick of that.
His fighting style was from his dad. He flips the rope like his dad. But he still is Chris Eubank Jr.
Early on in my career, my 20s, you know, I was happy to follow. I'm not following anybody anymore. Just give me a ring.
Just speaks his mind.
And some gloves.
Says what he wants.
It's anybody's ass.
Maybe a little arrogant.
I don't have anything to prove now. It's clear to see. You can Google it.
He inherited his father's eccentric personality.
Chris Eubank Jr. is back. New promotional team, new trainer. On the promotional team, you've chosen boxer. Why?
Why boxer? Because every other promoter out here is a scumbag.
Welcome back, Chris. Harmony in the room, as expected.
I feel like a lot of boxers follow each other. He follows no one.
I'm not a robot like a lot of these other guys in the sport. You're taller than I thought you'd be.
Boxing needs characters, and Eubank Jr. is certainly a character.
Anything I say is the truth, and I back it up. Being the villain, being the bad guy, none of it matters to me anymore. If I was talking the talk but not walking the walk, that to me is ego. But I walk the walk. I think I'm somebody that people love to hate, and that's what sells.
He sometimes feel like he's on the cusp of being elite, but then there's a pause, there's a break, or there's a defeat.
The Saunders rematch will happen. It's extremely personal between me and him. You know, a lot of people don't think he won that fight in, you know, that first fight. I don't think he won it, but he has the win. So, you know, we have to set the record straight once and for all. I would love that fight as I walk out of this room if he's standing there. You know, that's what he is to me. He is an enemy.
Two other names that are constantly linked with you, Conor Benn and Canelo.
Those fights will happen. But I'm not looking past Camille Zerameta. Any slip up here and all my aspirations of these big fights go down the toilet. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna do a job on this guy.
Even though we are probably at the final chapter of his career, hopefully we start to see some really good fights.
He's a young 35. He doesn't go out partying, drinking, etc. Looks after his body.
If you were to kind of plug him into a machine, he's probably 28.
When you're 35 years old, there's certain things that you feel that you didn't feel when you're in your 20s, that's for sure. But in general, as a whole, I feel amazing. Tip top. And I know I've still got at least 3-4 years left in me of great fights, and I'm excited. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Kamil Szeremeta. Buy the event right here on DAZN.